Welcome back to Beyond the Sandbox. I'm your host, Matt, and today we're back with more KSP. Now, as you can see, we have another rocket here that we've not seen before, and you might be wondering, well, gee, this is a flight video, where did this one come from? Well, I've got a bit of an announcement. I was looking at some of the footage from my construction videos, and I have determined that, they're not that fun to watch, or at least not at this stage. So I've decided that from here on out, all of the episodes are going to be a single flight video, where I briefly show off the rocket and then actually go into space with it. So I think that's going to be a little more entertaining for you guys to watch rather than sit here and watch me do a voiceover over some sped up recording. So I think that for the time being, that's what we're going to do. Anyway, we also have another announcement. I have yet another mod added to the game, specifically for this rocket because we want to go back to the moon. We want to land on the moon. But I was running into an issue where I could not, for the life of me, build a rocket that could make it into space with that had enough fuel to actually get there. So we had to have these ridiculous boosters on the side here, but they kept wobbling around, and it was really ridiculous. So I decided that I would add in a new mod called Kerbal Joint Reinforcement, which basically makes these parts extremely rigid and means that they're a little better controllable, or better able to be controlled when we're in the atmosphere, as you'll see. And it's a really nice mod to go ahead and have, even if you're, not trying to do something ridiculous like this. It just, adds more stability to your really tall rockets where you might not otherwise have that. Anyway, we also have the new part, as you can see on top here, the, whatever they call it. It's the, Science Junior. Yes, the Science Junior kit. All the 12-year-olds in the space program decided they want this on the rocket. So we're going to go ahead and launch that and hopefully get some nice science out of it. So as I said, today we're going to be landing on the moon. So let's actually go ahead and launch because we are on the clock. I'm trying to keep these episodes down to about 20 minutes, and doing a moon mission in about 20 minutes is going to be a challenge. So, I have the Science Junior as well as 3 of the other capsules on there, so I hope to get some really nice science here today and really, get us some tech trees so we can start doing some stuff that's really entertaining. Anyway, as I said, we're on the clock, so let's go ahead and bring our throttle up, and here we go. Now, this rocket has extremely low TWR. As you can see down here, it's about 1.13 right now. And if you know what you're doing with the math in KSP, you know that that's a really, really crappy number for your launch stage. This thing will make it to orbit, but this first part is extremely slow. The nice thing is, though, that with the Kerbal Joint Reinforcement, it's pretty stable. As long as I don't touch the keys, it should be fine. If I go ahead and I hit any of the controls, because I think it's being twitchy, I might actually end up putting myself into trouble. So anyway, this is going to take about a good 30-40 seconds to hit its stride here. As you can see, we've hit about 50 meters per second. We're 1,000 meters up. So this thing's really slow, the acceleration. It does end up getting some decent acceleration towards the end. Unfortunately, by then it's almost out of fuel, so it's not the best launch stage ever. We get new parts, we'll have to design a new one. Once I get the fuel lines, I'd like to do some asparagus staging, because I'm pretty big fan of that, even though it takes some time to set up. It's really nice to watch. It's, really pretty, very cinematic. Yeah. So this thing, just going ahead and climb up, Jebediah gets a nice, slow, 1G up. Kind of, that's 1G? Yeah, that's 1G going straight up there. So he doesn't have a whole lot of G-forces to worry about on this launch stage. He's just kind of sitting back. Look at that big old smile on his face down there. He's just like, yeah, I'm loving it. He's got some Cheetos open. But doesn't even have his helmet on. Okay, Jeb actually looks like he's a little crazy. I'm not entirely sure I'm happy with him piloting this mission. This is a multi-billion-dollar spacecraft, I'm sure. We're getting up to about 115 meters per second, 120. So we're getting to the point where I'm going to have to start thinking about throttling down once we get to about 50, but luckily that doesn't happen until we get really close to the 10,000 meter mark, and that's when I'm going to start to do my turnover. So we're getting there, we're getting close to about 150, so I'm going to start throttling down. 8,000. So basically I just want to keep this up around the 50,000, or up around the 150 meter mark. So up almost to 10 kilometers here. As soon as we do that, we're going to start pitching over, and we'll bring the throttle all the way up before we make our turn, so you don't screw up any of the inertia. Now, the one thing about this particular vessel is it likes to turn, and it doesn't like to stay on course. So, and it also turns very, very slowly, because the only real acceleration for the craft is in the cockpit. So it's a very, very small amount of inertia being applied to the vessel, even though it's got a very large mass. So as soon as we eject these large stages, it becomes a lot more easy to handle. But for right now, it is a pain just trying to get this thing to go where I want it to go. And unfortunately, I can't time accelerate to stop any of the slipping and sliding in the atmosphere, so it's fun. This is, this is what KSP gets fun at, is trying to keep you from, dying just to the physics. The Kraken does rule all, though, in the end. So we're going up to about 500 meters per second here. Good amount of acceleration. We're up to about 36 on our apo-apps. So not doing too bad. If I can just keep this thing from rolling while our main boosters here dwindle out, we should be fine. Because I got to keep this thing really still, because they eject really close to the main body of the craft. And we should be coming up on the end of the fuel here, right about. There we go. So we jettison, go, and we're free of that really ridiculous stage. So now we've got, a nice, slow, lazy ascent up here. Everything about this launch is really just kind of sedated and slow, and it's kind of nice, so you build some rockets, they get up there, they go really fast, and just ridiculous amounts of power behind them. This one, it's a nice, slow, gentle climb. You probably wouldn't even feel much in the capsule. It'd be like getting on a jetliner when it's been taken off. But we're going up to about 150,000, or 150 kilometers today for a low orbit before we go ahead and make our burn to the moon. I wanted to just, get a little higher. I like to get to about 150. I think you get more time acceleration while you're up there. So, we're gonna burn one of our science capsules while we're in low orbit because, science is good. So I'm gonna start to pitch over here, try to cut down on our second burn's amount of delta V it's gonna have. So we're just gonna start to burn sideways. And that hopefully will mean that I have less to burn later on. So it's also going to mean that we go up slower, but hopefully we'll have less sideways velocity to kill on our second part of our burn. So we're getting up there to about where we want to be, a little bit more time. Before we get there, narrating while you're waiting is difficult, and we're at 150. So we're going to shut down, go to the map, and let's go ahead and get ourselves in orbit. And this is always the hard part, because I have to have this specific... There we go. Okay, look at that. Beautiful. Okay, then we're going to slow this really ponderous moving spacecraft here. Very, very slowly. It's like a dance. The ship is dancing in space. Slowly, slowly turning. But at least its responsiveness is a little better than when it has all those boosters on it. Though that main stage just does not respond to anything I want to do. It's like tugging on a 300-pound dog while you're trying to get it to go where it wants, and it wants to go explore the bushes. It will do whatever it wants, regardless of what controls you press. So let's see, I've got 2 minutes, 20 seconds to the node, 47-second burn time. So we're going to look at, 23 seconds out to start our burn. So we're going to start... It'll be a little daring today. Go 45 seconds out. And we're going to do our time accel. And this time we're going to watch it. It's kind of cool watching Kerbal go around underneath. There we are. And I started way too soon. I got excited. Okay, so we got a 40-second burn time. So about 22 seconds of burn. Whoops, that was my bad there. So, we are gonna just go ahead and wait here. There we go. Now we can start burning. No more are we jumping the gun. We're actually going where we need to be. So, and I'm not gonna go with the map. I'm gonna try to do this all by memory, proving that, I'm at least somewhat competent at this game. Okay, so stage separation there. We got 1 minute and 47 seconds, so our orbit's gonna be a little lopsided. So what I just said, I was good at this game? Oh well, so much for that. Because I guess I'm really not all that good. I didn't even remember the fact that, oh yeah, that stage is going to run out of fuel, and the next engine is not going to have anywhere near the acceleration. This is our main transfer stage, and I tried to design one that used just the transfer stage and the transfer, but unfortunately you got to burn a little bit to finalize your orbit here. It could have been really fancy. And waited to launch so that we got, right up into our... We didn't even have to get into orbit. We could just go directly to the moon. But maybe next time I'll be showing that I'm that kind of competent. But right now, I am not. So we're just going to go and try to burn off the rest of this acceleration here. Let's see, where's Kerbal at? Oh, that's a really cool picture. Oh, I like that. That's... You know what? I think that's going to be the thumbnail of the video. Maybe. I don't know. I like the title cards I've been using, but That was a really cool shot. I like that when the sun goes out. I like how you can see the ray of the sun through the edge there. But we won't complain. The game is beautiful, even with its glitches. In fact, sometimes because of its glitches. You have parts bounce off the ocean, and then continue to skip for 3 kilometers across the waves there. It's pretty fun. Okay, there. You see the camera rotated, so we're actually in an orbit. We have a periapsis now, not nearly high enough. But we're just going to wait here until our periaps is just about the same as our apoaps there. Of course, our apoaps is climbing, because I'm no longer on course for burn. I'm doing this really well. Okay, we're just going to stop. You know what? Screw it. My orbit's screwed up, and I know it. Okay, so that is the craziest looking non-circular orbit. 130 by 170. Not the best thing I've ever done, but it'll serve. So, let's get set up for a transfer here. You just gotta go get this out to the moon. And let's see, want the lowest amount of fuel I can use, 700, and we've got plenty of that in there. In fact, if you watch, you got the delta V in my current stage. It's about 1,000. So, oh yeah, we got plenty of delta V for this. We're gonna be, we could probably even slingshot over to Minmus. Oh, maybe next time. Maybe next time. Build another spacecraft. We'll do some flybys. But today it's all about going to the moon, planting that flag. So let's go. We're gonna go ahead, time accelerate to our node here. All right, you know what? No, we're not. How about we get the ship pointed at the node first, so we're not scrambling. Now we're thinking. So we're just gonna get that lined up there on the nav ball, right on course there. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to time accelerate to about a minute out. It's going to take us 2 minutes 44 seconds, so actually, we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead, and we're going to give ourselves minute 45. I want to go with a minute 20. And that way we'll go and have everything we need. Let's not accelerate now, please. So we're going to go for the minute 45 there. Wait till we're down to about a minute 20. Before we make our burn, and then we have a long, nice, lazy burn to get to where we're going. So, there we are. Alright. So now we just gotta do this for a good long while. So, what should I talk about here? I completely forgot about the fact that when I, started this and I said, okay, our mission is we're going to go to Duna. I forgot about the fact that this is, they just did the update. Oh, okay, that's a really cool shot. I love the sunrise over the edge of Kerbal there. Just take a moment. Appreciate just how beautiful this game can be. Okay, moment's over. Anyway, I had forgotten about the fact that they, in 2.3.5, added in some really cool features. There's asteroids around now. I had completely forgotten that those were a thing. So we might, at some point, once I have the technology to do that, we might have to go and grab some of those and bring one home. So that might be a test flight a little bit before the ultimate goal of this, of going to Duna and going to other planets. So, but we're still having our main goal being set up a science base up on Duna, but we might bring an asteroid along for the ride. That'd be kind of fun. Orbitally bombard Duna, then set up a base in the crater. I'd like to be a Martian on that day. You get out and step outside your little door there and go pick up your Martian paper, happen to look up, there's a new star up there, and then wham, your entire neighborhood's a crater, and look, some asshole's setting up a science station where your house used to be. Isn't he a dick? Yeah, he looks like the Kerbals are dicks too. At least they will be if I have anything to say about it, because I'm the one in control here. God help us all. So yeah, we might go ahead and do the asteroid capture. Wow, this is the longest burn ever. We might actually kind of time forward this a little bit, because a minute and 40, 2 minutes seems, oh, that's easy. It's, getting up, making a Hot Pocket in the microwave. Not that I eat Hot Pockets, but, actually waiting that long while you're talking to people is a long time, and you're really cognizant of that when you're talking and sitting in front of a microphone. Gee, this is just ridiculous amounts of time to be sitting here and carrying on a conversation. Is it obvious that I'm filling time yet? Because I think it's obvious I'm filling time. This game is a lot of fun, but there is some waiting, and when you have to talk through it, it becomes kind of fun. But I still love the visuals in this game are beautiful. I have to get the enhancement pack. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, we are at... Let's see what our orbit's... Okay, way too far out. Oh, not even close enough yet. So let's go ahead... Fly... You know what? Screw it. We're doing it live. No more maneuver nodes. We're going to just play with that. We're just going to sit there and wait until our orbit gets far enough. We're going to get an orbit captured here at some point. At some point. Come on. There we go. Okay. I was like waiting, like, oh god, did I aim this wrong? Okay, so we do have a capture there. Wow, it's like a really flat trajectory with that. That's beautiful. That never happens. Usually your trajectory back is you're off by a little bit and you're just flung up onto the ecliptic there, and look at that, it's like perfectly on the center. That never happens to me. Well, anyway, we're going to go ahead and set up our alarm here so you don't blow past the sphere of influence change, and we're just going to zoom on over to the sphere of influence change here. Got about a minute out. Thank you, Kerbal Alarm Clock. I love that mod. It's so nice. I used to play without it, and I don't think I could go back to not playing with it. Okay, there we go. We have our flyby. Now, we could just be doing this like we did last time, but that's no fun. We already did that already, so let's go ahead. We're going to pull our orbit down, and we're going to get ourselves a nice circularized orbit here. You know, I realize I said that I was going to go ahead and use one of these canisters on low Earth orbit, or low Kerbal orbit, excuse me, but apparently not, so we're just going to go ahead and use them all here. All the science on the moon, all of it. So let's go ahead, get ourselves pointed for our maneuver node, because we don't want to have to rush that when you have like a minute out. That's how you make mistakes when you have to rush. You think things through beforehand, and well, if you're not me, you usually end up doing okay, but, you know, oh, wait, whoa, 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 no alarm. There we go, okay. Let's just time warp right through the node, because, you know, who cares about actually being professional or doing things correctly? I love how that comes back. It really shows you, like, you know, relative, all motion's relative, and that's kind of cool. Because we're going this way, the moon's coming this way, and it's so cool. I love the physics behind all that. You know, I couldn't express it for you. I don't know the math, but it's very, very, very cool to me. So, okay, we got about a 39-second burn time. So we're going to go for about, I don't know, 24 seconds. Let's see if we can get this right on the money here. Let's redeem ourselves from our awful orbit earlier. So here we go. And we're burning. And you know what we're going to get really fun with this? We're going to go in the cockpit. Yes, the not visually pleasing one at all here. And we're going to line this up right on here. So that way, you know, everything's perfect. There we go. Now, we're right on that maneuver node. So that way our orbit is hopefully going to be just perfect. That'd be cool. And look, wow, we're actually almost out of fuel on our transfer stage. That's kind of crazy. Cut that a little closer than I'd hoped. So we're just going to bring it way down here. And there we are. So let's see what orbit's like. Beautiful. 527 by 505. I will take it. Alright, I want to come down on the bright side here. So actually, I'm going to set my burn up to be relatively soon. We're going to do 10 minutes out. 10 minutes out sounds good. We're going to do that. And let's see where we can get landing here. That's cool. Right there on the... Let's get a little past the center line. I want to have a little more sun than that. And we're going to set up that maneuver node. Ooh, barely have to turn at all. That's nice. Alright. Now we're coming up on 20 minutes here, so I'm actually going to be separating this up here. And since we are about to go ahead, I'm going to cut this a little bit longer than I would normally do. Just get this last burn in this video, and then we'll have the actual landing being a second video I'll post up here. So this is going to be split up into 2 parts. Yay, my first 2-parter episode. I'm so excited. Anyway, okay, so we have 9 minutes to kill. We have our nodes set. Let's do this thing. So we have a minute out, 19 seconds to go. So we're going to wait till about, I don't know, we'll wait till about 10 seconds. That sounds pretty good. It's not rocket, I mean, it is rocket science, but I'm not too worried about it. We have a giant surface of the moon. It's not like we're going to, miss it or something. The worst that happens is we're going to just not hit the spot we're currently aimed at. Oh no, we're not going to hit the one part of the giant section of the moon there. Hopefully we don't run out of fuel, because that would kind of suck. I think we're, of course woo, there we go. Woo. Look at that, all 3 engines good. And it goes flying off in front of us. It'll crash too, but alright. Looks like we're good. We have ourselves an encounter. We are going to get on the moon. I'm going to quick save here because I know I'm going to screw up the landing. So, once again, thank you all for watching. We're going to continue this in our next episode here. So if you enjoy this, go ahead, comment. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my channel and the sound of my voice. If you have any kind of suggestions or mods you'd like to see or missions you'd like me to undertake, don't hesitate to leave me a comment below saying as such. And we will see you next time. Thank you for watching.